Hey everyone, this is Crow. What did I do? Hold on. Got it. Okay, so what a entrance. This is Crow. Welcome in. I'm the crowstitcher here on YouTube and Instagram. Today is Flosstube 47. It is Sunday, June 29th, 2025. I'm filming from my phone today, so I'm still learning where to look. So if you see me looking like not at you, it's because I'm still learning that. Also because I'm filming from my phone, I already spun the new start for this week, and I also spun the 100 stitches a day for this week, which I forgot to bring. So so I'll put screenshots in of when we get there, because my wheel is on my phone. So I did need to take last week off. I was I was struggling. I have a lot of depression and anxiety, and I do have meds, but sometimes even with the meds, it does flare up. And last week was a pretty bad week. So I did need to take last week off for the Flosstube. I did do sort of a vlog stitch with me, something that I put up at the end of last week. I think I put it up Friday. So there's that. I do want to thank everyone who gave me encouragement and sent me some love and healing vibes and all that kind of stuff. I really appreciated it, and it did help a lot, so thank you. There's a few things I want to talk about. First up, let's start with the fun thing. I've been watching some whip parades. So since the last Flosstube 2 weeks ago, I'll tag everyone below. I watched Alara whip parade. She so far has one part up, but she's going to put, with everything she's worked on so far this year, then she's going to put up a part 2 with just the rest of her whips. I've watched Jen, the caffeinated crafter, which, Jen, I love your whip parade. It was amazing. 3 parts, and she showed everything that she has. And then I also watched Stephanie and Allison from Cross Stitch the Globe. I think they showed everything they have. And obviously, well, not obviously, maybe if you don't watch them, but Stephanie has a lot more than Allison. So they kind of just alternated until Allison ran out of whips, and then Stephanie kept going. So please go and check all of their channels out. I will tag them below. There are going to be some changes to the schedule. I think I'm going to do less pre-recorded stitch with me's, maybe 1 a week, and then still do the lives. I'm still figuring it out. I think Sundays, this is Sunday, so I think Sundays are just going to be the Flosstube day, and then we'll figure out, I'll put a schedule up again later this week in the post tab once I get it all sorted and figured out. The membership videos are still going to stay on Wednesday, or not Wednesdays, on Fridays. It's everything else that I'm sorting around and figuring out. Okay, then I want to talk. I was watching Siski. I'll tag Siski below. She's great. Let me write that down so I don't forget, because I do. She is great, and I love her. She's from Belgium. So if you don't, she has a lot of full coverages. We vibe. So go check her out if you are not following Siski. But I was watching her Flosstube this morning, and she started off by saying that she had gotten a comment I don't know if it was last week's video or one of the recent videos, and someone was quite nasty, basically saying, like, well, how come you can get so many stitches done? And kind of putting her down for the fact that she can get as many stitches in as she does, that essentially that she has the time to do that. And she explained why, and that's not for me to share with you. If you want to hear her explanation, head on over and watch today's Flosstube. It was her Flosstube number 41. But then I also noticed in some comments from the previous videos, people about how can she afford to purchase the kits that she has, just all all the patterns, the kits. And I've noticed that not on Twitch, I think maybe, or this is not Twitch, this is YouTube. Not on YouTube, because I do set a pretty strong boundary. I have not received any kind of comments like that here. However, I have received comments in the Twitch community, which is partly why I don't stream on Twitch anymore. I still am in Discords and interact and watch other streamers on Twitch. And I have received comments of, well, how can you afford to do a new start every week? How can you afford to do this? How can you blah, 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 blah. And Siski gave an explanation, which was her right to do so. But if that happens to you, and I'm not talking to Siski, I'm just talking to anyone in general. If you get comments like that and you want to give an explanation, absolutely go for it. But don't feel like you are obligated to give an explanation. You don't owe anyone an explanation as to how you can afford something, how you have time to stitch as much, how you can afford to. It doesn't matter. You as an individual know and what you can afford, how you can afford it, and what time you have to dedicate to something. And sometimes if you, for example, if you watch Siski's explanation, sometimes those questions can be very damaging, because like Siski, I have a lot of time to stitch. I don't share my stitch counts here. And partly why I don't do that is because I don't want to get those kind of comments as to how can you get this much stitching done. I share my stitch counts with my Ko-fi members and my YouTube members. So it's like a perk for paying for a membership. But I have a very similar situation to Siski in why I have so much time to stitch. And like her, I wish I didn't. So those kind of comments can be very damaging and very hurtful to people who perhaps would like to not have as much time to stitch or to craft or to paint or to whatever it is. So I just want to put out there, please don't judge people for what they are sharing on either on anywhere. It doesn't matter. Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Twitch, whatever. If they're sharing, if they have 60 kits that they purchased in the, right? That's their business. They're sharing that with you. Don't ask them how they afforded that. It's really none of your business, and they don't owe you an explanation. Please don't judge for how many stitches someone does or doesn't get done. They're sharing what they were able to do. They're sharing their process with you. They're sharing their time with you. If it bothers you that they get so much or so little done, move on, go somewhere else. And don't feel like you owe anyone an explanation. Again, if you want to give an explanation, go for it. All the power to you. That's your decision. That's your choice. Maybe it'll help some people understand better. I, like Siski, have multiple health issues where I cannot have a regular job, which is why I have a Ko-fi page, which is why when I was able to monetize my YouTube channel, or try to monetize my YouTube channel, I did, which is why I have memberships on YouTube, etc. It's why I have a small business, my candle business. But when it's slow, and there's nothing for me to do other than stitch. So I hear you, Siski. I understand. I'm right there with you. Don't let those people bother you. Don't let those people get under your skin. I know it's easier said than done. Keep doing your thing. Keep stitching. Stitch all that you want to stitch or can stitch. I feel like I'm just rambling now. I guess I said what I wanted to say. Don't expect explanations from people. Don't ask how they can do something or afford something or have time to do something. And just appreciate that they're sharing something with you. And if you don't like it, move on. Done. End of story. Okay, enough of that. We're now like 12, almost 13 minutes in. New start for the week. So I spun, what did I spin? I have it up. Jesus. Okay, I spun Merry Mushroom Cottage. This was gifted to me by my friend Dynamite, so thank you, Dynamite. It's artwork by Amy Stewart, charted, blah, blah, blah. Let's try that again. It's artwork by Amy Stewart, charted by Heaven and Earth Designs. It's regular size, max color. I'll put up a picture. So that will be this week's new start. Last week's new start that I posted in the post tab was Lust. Let me get it up. I'll have to insert this as well. That's all the way down at the bottom. Pattern Keeper, for the love of God, give us a way to organize our projects. They just did an update, and was that simple? Like, even just sort of alphabetically, was that available? No, of course not. Everybody asks for it. Anyway, that's another BAM box. Open. Okay, this is Lust. Artwork is by Marta Dollig. It's one of the 7 Deadly Sins series, of course, which I have all of them because I have dreams. And charted by Heaven and Earth Designs. I did 645 stitches, 2 over 1 half cross on 25 count. 25 count. Did I say I got 645 stitches in? Out of 238,000, and I'm at 0.28%. And see, now this is weird because I can't see. There we go. Can you see? That's right. I wanted to give it a try today to see if I liked the phone better, but I can't see. I like doing it on the, oh, there, I can see if I go this way. Okay. So that's where I got to. There we go. Okay. Then, if you remember last time, I thought that it would be fun to do 100 stitches a day. No, that's a lie. I thought it would be fun to try the temperature pieces, and that lasted for about a day. And I was like, no, that's not me. So then I decided to take the pieces I had picked for the temperatures and just put them all on a wheel and spin it. And then whatever it lands on for the week, I will do 100 stitches a day on that one project. And then the next week I will spin and do another project. So they get at least 700 stitches in, because I sometimes go, I finish out the threads. And then, but I also won't get bored on it by doing it for too long. Anyway, this is the first week I did it this past week. It seems to have worked pretty well. This is the Raven by Yasmin's Made with Love. And that's what it will look like. I'm doing it 2/2. No, that's a lie. 2/1. Jesus. Full cross on something. Some 14 count blue. Oh, I saved the tag. Look at that. 14 count Salem 1692 by Witch's Garden Crafts. And I'm using the thread, hopefully I have enough. I'm using Liberty by Gentle Art. There. And this is what it's looking like. Let me get my board. I just dropped something. Board. So this is what it looks like total. And what did I do? Okay, so I did most of this bat. I did the R, this thing, did the spider, finished off like half of the circle, did the wing here, and brought the raven down a little bit. And I think that's it. I love it. So I got a lot of progress on, well, 700 and some stitches, because like I said, I did finish out the threads. But on pieces like that, the 700 goes pretty far, Okay. And for this week, it is, oh crap, I didn't write it down, it's on my phone. Eat the Rich, I think. I'll have to double check. For my 100 stitches a day, I'm not quite sure. Okay, then we're into just the whips I worked on. So I did Protector of Magic, which will look like this. Artwork is by Lisa Parker. It's charted by Heaven and Earth Design. I like using, I don't like using the phone. I like my camera much better. Anyway, that's what it will look like. We'll do it this week, and next week we'll go back to the camera. And I have a total of 21,224 stitches done out of 302,500, and I'm at 7.02%. It's on 28 count, and I'm converting it to 2/1 half cross. So this past time when I worked on it, I worked over here. I got a big portion of that, and then came down here and worked some of the top of the dragon there. So that's what that one looks like. Stay. I said stay. Okay. Go over there. Then I did Lothlorien. This is one I forgot to show another week. This is Farewell to Lothlorien. Artwork is by Alexandra Bach. It's charted by Heaven and Earth Design. There is now a mini. This is not the mini. This is the full size. Regular size. I don't think there's a max. This is one that was lost when my phone bricked, so I'm having to go and remark everything off as I'm stitching. So the stitch count is not completely accurate, but according to what I have marked off, I have a total of 50,168 stitches done out of 408,375. I feel like I have to sneeze. I did. Okay. And I have a total of 12.28% done. So this is where we are. I think you can see all of it so far. And I worked in, get this sorted, figuring out my life here. I worked in, where did I work? Wait. I think I actually came down here. Hold on. I'm honestly not quite sure. I don't remember. I think it was like in here and then down in here, because I had spilled a spot of iced tea on it right after I started it a few years ago, and I finally got to that bit. So it was like, I think here and then down in here. Not quite 100% positive, but it's looking amazing. So okay. Yay, I finally didn't forget to show that one. Okay, then I worked on Christmas shops. Artwork is by Betsy Brown. And I'm laughing because in Jen's Whip Parade, she's working on this too. And, oh wait, it's on here. I'm looking on the wrong, it's in markup. And she said Betsy Brown created a brown town, and now every time that's what I think of. So that's why. I have 5,755 stitches out of 630,000, and I'm at 0.91%, and it will look like this. It's taking its time to load. Okay. It will look like this. Gorgeous. And I'm doing it 2/1, converting it to 2/1 half cross on 28 count, and I am de-diagonaling it. So I have left my diagonal phase. And that's what it looks like. So I did all of this up here. Okay. What's next? Wednesday Addams. This was the restart that I showed in the video I posted on Friday. And I did explain why I restarted it in that video. So if you didn't watch it and you want to know why I restarted it, head on over to that video. This is artwork by Medusa Dollmaker. Also charted by Medusa Dollmaker. I believe this used to be on Gecko Rouge, but I got this actually as a free pattern when I purchased Skull Witch from Medusa Dollmaker's, from her website. So this is not the Gecko Rouge version. This is her version of the charting. And I have done more since the video on Friday. So I'm now doing it 2/1 half cross on 25 count. I don't know, because I didn't write it down. Stormy Night, something like that. Vintage Stormy Night. That I had in my stash. And this, I now have 2,514 stitches out of 106,038, and I'm at 2.37%. So everything you see is new. If you did watch the video on Friday, all of this, and so I brought this down a little bit more of the ball paper, and then all of that is new since Friday. And I was wrong. It's not a W. it's the A. It says be afraid, be very afraid. It doesn't even say Wednesday. I was thinking there's a W because it's Wednesday Addams. It's not. It's an A. Okay. Then, oh, this is a Ko-fi exclusive piece. It's Love Potion Laboratory. I did work on this, but I can't give you stats or stitch counts or anything because it is for my Ko-fi and YouTube members, I should say. But I will show you the picture. It's by Luthien Art. That I got from Etsy. Oops. And it will look like this. So if you are a Ko-fi or YouTube member, you will have seen the progress pic for that and the stitch count. Okay, then I don't have a mock-up for this. This is Honeybee Gnome by cute embroidery. This was a new start, and I'm stitching it for Dar for his birthday. Shh, don't tell. I have 1,712 cross stitches done out of 4,872. I'm at 35.14%. I did do some back stitching, and obviously the percentage doesn't include the back stitching. But, so this is all new. I have posted this in my Discord. So if you're in the Discord, you will have seen the progress for this. But 2/2 on 28 count. Ubehor. Get my tag. Ubehor Monica. It's a very light green color, and I love it. It's so lovely to work on. So you can get the gist. It's a gnome, and there's gonna be little bees, and then like little bees on its hat. So it's cute. Oh, and I keep it in, this bag that Dar had from leftover from some dried beans. And they came in this like cloth cotton bag. So yeah. Okay. Next one is another restart. This is Lord of the Rings. I was doing it on 14 count, 3/1, and decided I absolutely hated it. So I did restart it. I now have 1,248 stitches out of 185,000, and I'm at 0.67%, and it will look like this. It is no longer, I got it on Etsy years ago. The shop isn't there anymore. So you might still be able to find this, but I can't tell you where I got it from because they're not there. Someone had asked me one of the last times I showed this, and I went to look it up, and they're not there. So originally I started in the center. This time I'm starting in the top left. I'm doing it 2/1 half cross on 28 count. Ubehor Monica again in this tan color. It has a number, but I didn't write down the number. Or did I? No, I didn't. And this is where it is. So this is Gandalf's hat already coming in. Love it. This was so fun to work on. I'm enjoying it so much better. Again, thank you, Tanya from Stitching Addicted, for giving me the inspiration and courage to realize it's okay to restart something if you're not enjoying it, you know? And then, oh, I didn't put Village on the list. I worked on Village by Tammy L. Gross. Charted by Stitches So Beautiful. Let me scroll up. Where are you? Oh no, I passed it. Here we are. Let me write it down so I remember to that I need the picture. I now have 4,796 stitches out of 128,000, and I'm at 3.75%. And I'm converting this to 2/1 half cross on 28 count. Yeah, 28 count. And this is, where we are. So I'm de-diagonaling this as well. Hold on, I think I might need my board. I'm de-diagonaling this as well, so I worked all in here, got all this done, and then came down here a little bit. And a little bit over here, but mostly this. This is such a moody piece, and I love it. Tanya from Stitching Addicted is also stitching this. And she worked on it this past week as well, so. It was funny, I sent her a picture that I had worked on it, and she's like, I worked on it too! Which was fun. And then the last piece, I will have to insert a picture, because again, it's a Ko-fi and YouTube member exclusive piece that I worked on is Blood Moon. Artwork is by Amy Stewart, charted by Pain Free Crafts. I almost said hey, but it's Pain Free Crafts. It's a retired piece. I haven't posted the progress yet on YouTube or Ko-fi, so keep an eye out for that if you're a member in either of those places. But I will get that up later today or tomorrow. So, yeah. Okay. That's all I have. I don't know schedule-wise what we're going to do. I think, like I said, I'm going to take, I don't know, let me know what y'all think. Would you like the pre-recorded Stitch With Me's more or the lives more? I'm going to drop one. So there'll either be 2 lives and 1 pre-recorded Stitch With Me, or 2 pre-recorded Stitch With Me's and 1 live. So let me know which one you would prefer, and I'll get that in the comments below, and I'll get the schedule up later this week. I'll still probably go live this week, but I don't know when, because again, figuring everything out, again, reworking all the plans, or not the plans, reworking the schedule. But I will post in my Discord in the announcements and ping everyone when I go live. 4th of July is this Friday for the US. And Jen touched on this because she is a nurse. I'm not a nurse. But I will reiterate what she said. Please stay safe. Please don't be an idiot. Don't do anything stupid. If you see a family member or a friend or anyone else trying to do something stupid, please do what you can to prevent them from being an idiot, and help them stay safe. The medical professionals and the ERs don't need that in their lives. So just, yeah, have a fun holiday if you celebrate it. I personally don't, but if you do, you know, have fun, but stay safe in the meantime while having fun, and please do what you can to keep others safe as well. I think that's all I want to say. Oh, no, that's not all I want to say. Dace announced next month's Craft Along, Stitch With Me. That's wrong. Stitch Along or Craft Along. And his theme is Hot Goth Summer. I will tag him below as well. And Tanya. I need to remember to tag Tanya. Okay. Hot Goth Summer, which pretty much is like almost everything I stitch. It's like 95% of the projects I have. So I'm not sure what I'm going to do yet. I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do yet. I don't know if I'll pick like a few to focus on or rotate through. I don't know. Because I have lots of options. But if you would like to join in, I will tag him below. And anything Halloween, goth, spooky, anything like that. So if you want to join in, go through your whips and pick something out. So, all right, that now is officially all I have to say. So happy stitching, stay healthy, stay safe, and we'll see you next time. If you liked what you had to see, please subscribe and like the video, and we'll see you next time. Bye.